Hey ladies, today I'm going to do a full face application with the detail brush. You know the one, this end is a bit long and skinny, nice little round end here, and definitely has become one of my most favorite brushes. So let's dive right in. I prepped my face with the Seint setting spray as my primer. I am going to start with my contour, the darkest shade that I matched you with, and I am just going to dab that onto the brush. The contour can be a bit thick and a bit stiff at first, so you might kind of want to warm it up, and if it's stored somewhere really cool, you can just run your blow dryer over it just like really gently. Okay, so now my brush looks like this. I like to start with my cheeks first. I go from the top of my ear towards the corner of my nose, stopping at like the outer third of my eye, just like that. I'm going to frame out my forehead by following my hairline from ear to ear. So this contour is creating a shadow. That's why it's ashy. And it's just simply going to make these areas drawn back visually so that the attention is to the center of your face. Just like this. Now I love this brush because I'm kind of half blended by the time I'm done applying. I also like to frame out my jawline by just following right on that edge. Not really on the bottom, not really on the front, but right on that edge, right from my ear. Just like this. Now, if you have like jowls or a double chin, feel free to throw contour down in those lines and under your chin, just to darken that area and not draw attention to it, essentially. Now I'm gonna do my nose and my lower lip. I like to just dab on the edge of that detail brush and run it back and forth. Just like this, or you could do the small end as well. And I actually do my nose the exact same way, if not with my finger, if you prefer. I just use the edge of the brush, just like this. I like to cap off my contour at the end of my nose, but as you can see, I've just created two lines on the front of my nose with a little space in between. Now I'm done my contour. I'm gonna flip the brush around and go into my brightening shade. I'm gonna put a dab of that on the outer corner of my eye and swipe up. This kind of visually lifts that outer corner of our eye. And then I'm going to come down the center of my face, either with the brush or with my finger, right down the middle of that contour. My Cupid's bow. And I like to do 3 little lines on my chin as well. Okay, so now I have brightened. I'm going to draw the attention into the center of my face and concealed around my eyes a bit. Now, if you don't have texture or darkness on the inner corner of your eye, you can take your brightening shade and just do one swipe right there. If you've got a bit of darkness or texture, I actually recommend your main shade, the shade that's closest to your skin tone, because putting a bright color over a dark area is kind of just like putting a white t-shirt over a black bra. You're just going to make it muddy. Okay, so I just did my main shade right there. So now I'm finishing everything with my main shade, the one that's most closely matched to your skin tone. And I'm literally just going to use the small end of the brush to put a dab everywhere that I don't already have product. You can, if you're in a hurry, even use the large end. There's a little bit of contour left on that, and I'm real fancy. I'm just going to dab it off on my hand. But if you want, you can use the large end and go like this. Just like that. Now I'm going to blend with the same brush. If you'd like, you also can do your lip and cheek at this stage with the small end of the brush or with your finger. I would just go into your lip and cheek, this is nude, and put a couple dabs right there. Okay, so to blend, I'm going to start with the small end and rub off any of that blush I got on there. I just throw it on the back of my hand, or you know, a rag or cloth nearby. And then I am just going to start with the eye area, and I'm going to stipple that product into place, okay? I'm not moving it around a whole lot, and I'm not swiping it away. And with how much product's on my brush right now is enough to just run over my eyelid, basically so that that matches everything else. I'm going to do the same on this side. And then once I'm done the eye area, I'm going to flip around to the large end of the brush, just like that. Now with the large end of the brush, I'm going to avoid the contour for now and just dab into that main shade and brightening shade, stippling them into place and just kind of blending them out. Just like that. And once I've roughly blended those, I'm going to start doing the contour. For below my lip, I just go back and forth. For my cheeks, I like to just really stipple it right into place. And if I'm gonna drag it anywhere, I'm gonna bring it up because this is like a push-up bra for my cheek. Blending that lip and cheek in at the same time. Now, if it's too defined or you have too much product, honestly, you can just keep blending, like marrying together the light shade and the dark shade. And for the hairline, I just make small circles in that contour right to my hairline. I don't want it to be bright behind the hairline because this is like behind the contour, because this is like a shadow right to my hairline, okay? Just like that. With my cheeks, I'm gonna dab that into place like I did on the other side and bring it up. Soften the brightening shade with the contour and the lip and cheek and blend them all together. For my nose, I just go in and out, in and out, in and out so that I can really keep that product where I placed it. Or if you feel the need, you can flip the brush around and kind of make up and down strokes following where you placed that product. Okay, and don't forget your jawline. I just make circles and bring that down onto my neck just a little bit, which helps blend any color from our face onto our neck because our neck is usually lighter than our face. Okay, now just kind of take a look, see if I need to dab anywhere else a little bit more. And that is my full 3D foundation with the detail brush. I'll show you what else I like to do with it. I'm just gonna throw a little bit of color on my lips. And then if I chose to do my lip and cheek with the brush after, I would do it quite traditionally, just dab in very gently and stipple that. Just dab it on like you would traditional blush. Just know that you need a very small amount of product. This is Madrid that I'm putting over top, and it's just adding a little bit of a brighter look. Okay, just like that. Now you can do your bronzer with your detail brush if this is the only brush you grabbed. If you have the blush and bronzer brush or shape brush, I would switch to them right now, but the detail can do the trick. I like to swirl my bronzer with rose gold illuminator. I bring them together just like this, and I just gently swirl. I don't want to stab the bronzer because it's so pigmented, you'll get some dark bristles and it won't go on as nice. Now, bronzer placement. I do where I would get a sunburn. The tops of my forehead, I do 2 circles. The tops of my cheekbones, I do 2 circles, just like that. Now with what's left on my brush, I run over my nose and then I kind of empty the brush out onto my neck to blend that neck with my face, just like this, okay? Now I'm just gonna go back and make big circles over those circles and just marry them together. Wrap it around my eye area. Marry this together on my forehead, big circles over this one, and just marry them together. I find if you try this method, it's just not as intimidating as bronzer can be. So as you can see, it just framed out my face and added warmth and kind of kept this center area nice and bright. I like to finish my face off with illuminator. This is Pearl Illuminator, and I'm gonna apply that with my finger to the top of my cheekbones, just like that, and maybe the tip or bridge of my nose. And then I just use the brush to just like soften the edges, just so that, you know, it looks like it's smoothly blended in. Just like this. And if you do your makeup in the car, like I do, and you literally only have one brush with you, you can use this end to like wash over your eyelids with a shadow as well. This is just like a nice medium brown that I might just choose to just wash over my eyelids with the detail brush, just to like draw some attention into my eyes. There you go. I might do some fresh mascara, and that is a full face with the detail brush. Let me know if you have any questions.